1/4 Native American, and a little bit of French and Canadian. So that's Matt. Right? So this is his. And then, where is she? That's his sister. That's Sarah. This is Sarah. 39%. She got North African, French Canadian, 38%. Oop, where'd that go? She got Brazilian, 12%. Han Chinese, 11% Chinese. But we gotta get all this stuff. They got a very simple ancestry. They got some black, got some Indian, got some Irish, and they got some French Canadian. That's it. They ain't got no Chinese. They got no South African.
So did they pay for your food and everything yesterday?
Yeah. I was gonna pay for it, but then they snuck and paid for it.
Oh, okay. That's good.
Well, all I had was like 7 French fries. They had pizzas and stuff like that. But boy, talk about negatives.
Who was all there?
Not many. Keisha and her husband, Jan, Polly, and what's her face? Gloria. And these, I know the guy, but I forget his name. He thinks he's a reverend or something, went to church or something like that.
This is Who Am I? Today?
Yeah.
Okay.
Continuation of Who Am I? And hate. An explanation of hate. And Nate, and then Mike came. That's about it. So it was alright. A lot of people didn't come. Brenda in there, because Brenda didn't come because she wasn't invited by Keisha. Keisha invited all the people.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so she didn't invite you.
Nope. She's never accepted my friend's request on Facebook either.
She don't know you, but she objectified you for some reason.
When?
I guess you said something on the Facebook.
Oh yeah. When I said something on Facebook and she commented and yeah. Oh.
It's like, hey. But I was surprised how little movement they made in development of their own selves.
They can't even organize a pizza party good. A pizza party.
Yeah. Well, when we went to the first place, there was a 45-minute wait because she forgot to make a reservation. So we had to go to a set. You're absolutely correct. Big Will. Yeah, so it was alright, but it was. And then the only come in like I own the place. Oh, it's you?
Yes, Kiana, what do you want? What?
Never mind, I forgot.
Okay, thank you. This show's about to start, so.
Bye, Kiana.
Bye.
So me and Yard are the only ones watching football.
I don't care. I understand why people boycott it though, but I never used to watch football in the first place. Really,
Really, it's like, I tried to tell them, but they didn't want to listen anyway. your little bit of effort isn't going to make a dent in anything. It's not even going to be
It's not
recognized.
organized. It's
Yeah.
not organized. It's just like ordering the pizza.
Yeah.
They ain't mad that you guys left to go someplace else. They had a 45-minute wait, which means they were going to get their money.
Yeah. And it's like, all right, you don't watch the football. Who's that punishing? It's not punishing the NFL people. Because if you really did your homework on the NFL, you will see that the NFL is giving away free airtime on the internet and their cell phones and stuff to China.
Your show now.
You know, because how many people are in China?
Where's your hat?
In 30 seconds,
I just forgot everything. My hat, forgot my...
your show will go live in 5 seconds. 4, 3,
I just let them know.
1.
I got my shirt. I knew I forgot something. Got my music.
Yeah.
Oh, God. I think the kids need ice cream. I don't get it. Think so?
We'll see.
Hello folks. Yeah, this is Trooper Joe. I'm sorry, I forgot my hat. I forgot my hat, and I just been kind of thinking a lot about all these things of hate that's going around and all this victimization that's going around, and the whole way the world is just is just acting the fool as far as I can see, and it made me forget my hat. So I must apologize. This is me without my hat.
At least you got a haircut, so it looks good.
Yeah, I got a haircut. Yeah, that was Will from Trooping in the AM, right over there. Always there, making sure the show goes out right. Without him, don't go on. So I apologize for the last couple of weeks. You missed the show, but I'm here now. So I want to start with something that I guess it's just recent news and stuff in my notes and stuff, and then I'm going to go into something else that's recent news. I can't get my mind away from all this hatred that's going on right now, and it's really something that's really bothering me. And I got some scrambling notes here, so see how up to date I am right now. It's like with the president, you know, he's out there making these nice little talks and these nice little statements about how we have to end evil, and you know, and how we have to stop all this kind of hatred that's going on and everything. But in actuality, him and I think the country and a lot of people throughout the world, I don't believe they got the right concept of what hate really is. See, I think that we're looking at hate as just that, the word, the 4-letter word, H-A-T-E, hate. It's the same as we look at love, L-O-V-E, love, you know? And that's not it. Hate is something that manifests itself in evil. And hate is something that's detrimental not only to your mental well-being, but also to your physical well-being. Hate is way more insidious than any other kind of emotion we have, because it takes in so many emotions. One emotion that it has is anger. You know, and I think that, you know, the anger that everybody's feeling is an anger that's been turned around and focused on themselves. You know, in other words, it's more like it's a victimization, you know, than an anger. People, the football protests that African Americans are trying to get together in some parts of the country. I don't think in every part. I don't think in the Midwest they even know anything. What? Give up what? Football? What? You know, and people in this country, we live for football. I could be wrong, but I don't think so. I remember that Princess Diana died in a ferocious car crash. Did they preempt the football game? No. We love our football. The space shuttle blew up, killing all kinds of people on their way up into outer space. Did it stop the Super Bowl? No. Football goes on, folks. Protesting football, it might give you a little bit of a good little feeling and stuff like that. But more, what it's really going to do, it's going to increase your anger, which is going to increase your hatred of whatever it is that you're protesting football against. I don't understand. You know, I can see after you mix all the things together with the one player who took the knee, which I thought was a very admirable thing to do. He was showing what he felt. How he felt about police brutality, how he felt about the way the United States was treating him, and that, but then he got involved in the football. And that's where it got to be a little crazy, you know. He took the knee, and that's good. He should be able to take the knee every game. Everybody should take the knee. They took the knee. Cleveland did the last game they just played a few days ago. They took the knee. They went down on the knee during the national anthem. You can do that in this country. You know, you can do that. It's a form of passive protest. And it's a good form of passive protest. It shows that you're not happy with the way the situation is presenting itself. So now they're saying he's not getting drafted by any, because his contract was up. What's his name?
Colin Kaepernick.
Colin Kaepernick. That his contract was up, and this is the reason why he's not getting
Re-signed anywhere.
re-signed. Because now here you go. Here's where it comes down to. Automatically, all the season ticket holders became white. And all the TV watching football players became black. So all the season ticket holders went to the NFL and told the NFL administration or player or league or whatever you want to call it, that if he's not getting signed by anybody, or we're not buying the tickets. And all the TV watching people said, if he doesn't get signed, we're not watching the TV. Who makes up this stuff? I can't really buy that. You know, all the season ticket holders are not white. They come in all shades. They come in all colors, folks. You know, football is an American sport. We love our football. We name money after football. We do a lot of things with football. Football players themselves do a lot of things within the inner cities with kids and trying to create motivations and all kinds of things like that. Yeah. Is football a moral, ethical way of being? No, it's a game. There's no real moral ethics in the football. You know, it's a capitalistic game. It's there to make money. People have advertisements on it. They name their kids after the players. They do all kinds of things. It's a cultural type of thing for the United States of America. That's what football is. Do I feel bad that he's not getting picked? Nah. I can't remember his name. Yeah, it's too long for me. I can see his face. He got a thin face, big guy, big afro and everything, half Irish, half black. So it's like, okay, I can buy with that. And he took the knee and he should get picked. Now, if we look deeper, I understand that he's had some injuries and stuff like that. So is he really all that mockable? I don't know. Is he a good football player? I suppose he's a good football player. Is he entertaining? I suppose he's entertaining. Is that the reason why he's not getting picked by any teams? I don't know. I really don't know what the reason is why he's not getting picked. But in the final thing, am I going to boycott watching football? I'm a Giants fan. we watch football. I go way back with Albert Dubunion, Tucker Fredrickson, way back in the day. I named money after these people. You know? I play Kiki Baba, all those guys like that. I'm a Giants fan, that's what I do. So, am I going to not watch the Giants play football? I'm going to watch the Giants play football. Do I wear a Giants shirt? No. I'm a Giants fan. I'm not a Giant fanatic. I don't really care. They don't even win. They won a Super Bowl. I think the Giants, I've talked about the Giants in some kind of, little talks and stuff before about an organization that doesn't really understand the word quit. It doesn't give up. They so in much love football that they don't stop playing football. They play football to the last second. And you can see how that really benefits a team, because that's what the Patriots did when they won this last Super Bowl. They played football to the last second. Fans wrote them off, but they took a page right out of the Giant playbook. The game's not over till the fat lady sings. And it works. Sometimes it doesn't work. It's football, folks. So I suggest if it makes you feel good, then, don't watch football. But don't not watch football because you think you're doing some kind of thing to hurt the NFL and make something happen. Because I know for a fact most of these people don't even watch football anyway. So it's like, okay, beat yourself on the chest and stand up for your rights, but be honest, you don't watch the game, so okay, that's alright.
I'm one of them, true. I don't really watch it anyway.
Yeah.
So.
It's like, it ain't nothing wrong with not watching football. Will likes wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? Watching wrestling. Yeah. And here's another thing, folks. You're not going to hurt the NFL organization. The NFL organization, right now as we speak, are in negotiations with China. There's a lot of people in China, lots of people. And what they're going to do is give away free internet access for the games. The Monday night football games and the Thursday night games and selected games like that. They're going to get to watch those free on their mobile devices like this. They're going to get to watch that free on their iPads and on their little computer screens and stuff. And what the strategy is, the Monday night football game in America is on Monday night. The Monday night football game in China is on Tuesday morning. So they can watch the football game on the way to work in live time, right there on their little mobile phone for free. And this is it's a 3-year type of deal, and what they're trying to do is generate a whole new bunch of people to watch football. So it's China, folks. Remember now, in America, you ain't got but so many African Americans. In China, you got a whole bucket load of Chinese people watching football, and they love sports. They love this. But look what they did to basketball. They got one player, Yao Ming. The whole country went crazy. I was in Houston. I remember all you heard, Yao Ming, Yao Ming, Yao Ming. These are all Houstonians. Everybody was singing the praises of Yao Ming. Even in the Olympics, Yao Ming. Yeah, they love Western sports. Because, and there's the reason why they love Western sports, because they can see that in the individual work that some of the Western players put into the sport. They can see the drive that they put in. They can see the hard work and the results they're putting, because that's the way their culture goes. And someplace over here we look at the end product. Well, they didn't win, or we look at the quarterback, Tom Brady. Everybody can say Tom Brady, And then they can say Gronk because he's a great big kid and he just kind of throws things around and acts the fool sometime and got a big old grin on his face, and you know, he just is a great big kid, you know. So they can, but do they know the rest of the people? No, not really. So this is the football thing, folks. I think the protest is up. If you want to do a protest and boycott football games and stuff like that, that's fine. I think to make a bigger type of statement and stuff like that, and let them know, write the administration and let them know, you know, that you're not pleased with what they're doing, you know. Put it in writing, put your risk out there, something that's really tangible, not something that's make-believe. A boycott of football, I mean, everybody loved Diana, except when she appeared dying during a football game. It just wasn't going to stop it. So that's how much we love our football. So I think everybody should get that together. And this is generated by hate, and that's where I wanted to get to anyway. There's a hatred. There's a hatred that's so insidious in this country that it needs to be really stamped out. You know, it's just become so mainstream that everybody's doing it. Let me talk about this group. You know, I heard about this group, the Antifada groups, and all these militant groups. You know, these are the people that were out there to. Now what they're doing is, they're these militant type of organizations. They're grassroots militants, kind of wear uniforms, carry rifles and stuff, and march in lockstep and all this stuff like that. They don't side with white supremacy. They don't side with the left. They're there because they're going to protect people. We got what you call a police force, but they're out there to protect people. So they're actually a third party when you have all these type of different rallies for the numerous type of things that we're rallying against. You know? So they're there, decide the first trouble, they jump in. So not, as soon as they jump in, you know it's going to be called a fight. So it's like they're actually there, I would believe, just for their own entertainment, and they're there to have fights. They carry sticks and stuff. In Virginia, in Charlottesville, they actually were carrying weapons, because you can carry weapons in Charlottesville. In Virginia, it's an open carry state. You know, they can carry rifles, so they did. They didn't shoot anybody, which was good. But they jumped in with their little sticks and everything. You've seen the chaos that erupted through all this stuff like that. You know, this is what's happening. That's simply driven by, there's so much hate in the world. And the hate, like I said, it's not driven towards anybody except themselves. People are so victimized by their own self-hatred that they're able to do things that they never really would have done. I think that, you know, I don't understand white supremacy at all. I don't understand Black Lives Matter at all. I don't understand these two in America. Well, I don't understand. I don't understand that. If you want to be a white supremacist and have all your little things like that, instead of asking for the whole 99.9% of the country to leave, why don't you go someplace and play with your little bullets and shine up things and walk around in lockstep and act, you know, sit in the sun and try to get proud. You know, I mean, go ahead and do that. You can do that. And the other thing with the Black Lives Matter and stuff, it's like, alright, the original intent of Black Lives Matter was against police brutality. That's fine. Keep it there against police brutality. Let's not spread it out to everything under the sun. You know, just keep it where it is. Make it a real powerful type of movement against the way that the police are brutalizing the black population. You got to make, you know, and you're not going to make that a powerful movement by letting some group like the intifada interjecting your way, because all that dude, they was throwing urine at the police here in Boston just the other day at the protest. And they were throwing in the urine bottles at the police because the other guys were gone. And I don't care what anybody want to say, I'm going to stand on this conviction right here. To put urine in a bottle takes prior planning. You got to drink a whole lot of fluids. You got to put it in the bottle. You got to find a place to put it in the bottle. They don't sell urine in bottles in stores. It doesn't grow on trees. You can't find it just laying around in the gutter. You have to take a conscious movement to put urine in a bottle. So those people who came down there, whether they the Intifada or whoever they were like that, they came down there with one thing in mind, and that was to start trouble. And this is that third group that's in there. I'm not arguing for anybody's ideology and stuff like that. I think that any kind of hate group needs to be out of here, because the hate groups are just becoming such a cancer that people are starting to just literally hate everything, because there's so much self-hate going on right now. There's so much negative feelings about themselves that people are just arguing about anything now. It's kind of gotten to a point where nobody's happy unless they're being victimized or they're being negative. Because, like I said, really, that's why I opened with the football player. You know, really, does it make a difference? No. So is it a wasted energy in your fight for some kind of, what are you looking for? What benefit does it give you if he gets a job in the NFL? What does it benefit you? It doesn't benefit you. It's not like a movement for Black Lives Matter, which will eventually if they stay the course, is going to make it so that the police departments have to be, retuned and re-educated to be able to interact with the new culture that's forming in the United States. We're not the same old United States that used to be 100 years ago. We're not, give me your tired, your humble masses and those people. We're kind of like, y'all can't come here no more. It's too crowded. We don't want you here. Y'all stop talking. You take it from me. That's where we moved to. Is it good? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if it's good or bad, but I know that's where we moved to. We no longer are the give me your humble masses, folks. We got a president who don't want to bring in anybody because all his constituents over there, they're against immigrants, because the immigrants come in here and they can say, well, they're bringing drugs and they're bringing this and they're bringing that, and there's a whole lot of, we have to protect ourselves from all these immigrants for those reasons and stuff. Alright, so let's legalize marijuana and let's make safe places so that people addicted on opiates can have a place to do their drugs, and there'll be somebody standing by with Narcan, or how you pronounce it, to be able to revive them. Okay, so that really doesn't make a lot of sense to me if we're saying that people coming in here and bringing drugs and stuff like that. So all that's saying is, yeah, we're going to make some money off of this. This is how we're going to do some money. This is totally unethical too, at the expense of other people's lives. That's an unethical way of making money. So that, that's what our country is starting to move towards. It's all about me. It's all about the way that I can have something without giving up anything and without working too hard. I've heard from a couple of my friends many, many times, and it still doesn't make any sense. Work smarter, not harder. I don't get work smart. I'm not that bright of a person, folks. I was born stupid, and I think I've been losing a lot of ground too. So it really, work smarter, not harder. I don't know what that means. I can understand, all right, get a nice smart strategy so that we be able to do this here and stuff, and it's gonna work. But after you get your strategy, the tactics are always hard. You got to implement the strategies, and that's where the hardness comes in. So you put your strategy out there, and if you don't want to work hard, it doesn't work. So then you take that anger that you have because you had a good idea and it didn't work, and you reverse it, put it all over yourself like that. Now you find somebody to hate. And it looks like we can hate anybody for any reason, because that's how much self-hate we have towards ourselves. That's how much of a victim people in this country have become. How can you hate the NFL? You can't hate the NFL. It's just an organization that's giving you football games. That's it. That's their whole thing in life, is for the NFL to make a whole bunch of money. Football players make a whole bunch of money. Everybody making a whole bunch of money. Kids are getting names. They don't have to go to CBS to get the names. Now they can watch it, they get on football. You can have a lot of Kikis all over the place. You can have Ernie's all over the place. Name them Ernie. Name them Tucker. We can get all kinds of people like this here. And so what do? Hate the NFL. Are you serious? That doesn't make any sense either. Except if you look at it from, you're so much internalized a self-hate that your anger, you can't be wrong. That's the whole part about it. You can't be wrong. You're not the people who are doing all these kind of different kind of hateful things and stuff. They can't be wrong. Because if they're wrong, now they got nothing. Once they say, maybe I'm wrong in the way I'm thinking about this here, now they don't have anything. They're losing their victimization. And without their victimization and the negative approach that they have to life, they don't feel as though there's anything left. And that's sad. We're a sad nation of haters. We got, sorry. We had that thing in Charlottesville. It was crazy. It blew up into a racial hate type of movement and stuff because the Ku Klux. And folks, I watched several TV stations. I don't think I've seen 10 black people. It's like, where the black people? Where's all this racial hatred coming from? I don't see no Asians. I don't see no Puerto Ricans. I don't see no Hispanic. I don't see no black people. Where was all this racial hate coming from? No, it was a hate group that was being hated. They went out there with a specific agenda to cause some trouble and stuff. Then you had another group, the third party, in between the right hate group and the left, gonna stand for all kinds of different things and stuff, whatever it want to be. They're standing. You got this third party that's in there, the militant group that's just gonna be able to poke the bear of the hate, the hated, and they're racist. Nazis, all those guys like that, totally racist, but they weren't out there, they were out there because they used the statues of people to get their point across. So, it's at a point now where they had a football game, and they were going to football again. I guess it was a college football game, or maybe it been a college basketball game. The announcer was asked not to be the announcer at the game because it was in the South.
His name was George Lee, or something like that.
No, Robert Lee. Yeah, his name was Robert Lee. He's Chinese. It's like, are you serious? Oh, he said, okay. He probably got paid for not even doing anything, so he took the money. But it's like, there's a Chinese sports announcer named Robert Lee. So it's like, what's up with that craziness? This is how bad self-hate is. Because you can say anything you want to once you put yourself in such a position where you really don't like yourself. You're really angry with yourself. And this is the victimization. I always wondered about victimization, and I've come to a conclusion that it's just angry at you. You're mad at yourself. But the littlest thing, the smallest, minute, insignificant thing is enough. That little grain, it's just like in the Bible, with a mustard seed and it grows into the biggest trees when you put the birds in there and stuff. That same little mustard seed of self-hatred, that same little angry mustard seed grows into something bigger than that biblical phrase that they use for this. That's powerful. That's powerful because that's just what it does. So you take that little mustard seed of self-hate and then you expand on it till it's out of control. Totally out of control. You know? And I'm still on the football because I forgot my hat because there's so much of this hate going on in here. It's like, really folks, we have to really think about me. I need better fun. Hatred it's boring. It's boring. You know, hatred is so boring. You know, being negative all the time, it must hurt. It must hurt. I don't know. I mean, just being hatred all the time. How can you go through life all the time just looking for something to hate? Simply because you made choices in your life that you weren't happy with. And now you're taking those unhappy moments, those unhappy choices that you made, and you internalize them to such a degree that you have this hatred of yourself. But you can't say that you want to be somebody else. You know, you can't say that you want to be you because you don't know who you want to be. You never took time out of your life and your existence to find out who am I and, you know, what do I want to be, you know? And I'll come back after a few commercials and talk a little bit about what the topic is. Who am I? You know? And relate that to ArchAngel. So, hold on, folks. It's still me without my hat. So, but I do have a shirt. Well, I'm back. We had to do a little commercial. You know, we'll catch up on paying the bills and stuff like that. Well, I'm back now. Let's talk about who am I? You know, because we've been following this conversation for a while because this is an important part of becoming an archangel, is to know who you are. Trump even was talking about these things just a little while ago. Trump asked, who are we? He was talking in the whole country because, you know, he is the president. And what do we stand for? And this is what we've been talking here on ArchAngel for quite a while. You know, it's not who are we, it's who am I is what we're talking about. We're talking about it on an individual type of level. And it does have a bigger level like that. Who are we? Because once you can identify who you are, then you can become into groups to becoming who we are. You know, and I think that's important. Because there's a lot of things out there that's trying to group you. I just saw on Facebook, which is kind of funny. You know, because, you know, it was my niece and my nephew. They're both adults, you know, and they got their face thing to say who they are and stuff. Now, what it should have came out was African American, Native American, French Canadian, and Irish. That's what it should have came out of. Let me pull it up. I'm gonna show you what it came out of. I think it's funny. Okay. Where'd she go? She was just right there. Oh, that's me. I'm on Facebook. So, what's all this stuff? Well, she's lost. I can't find it. I hate Facebook. It should just pop up what I want. I'm doing all this scrolling stuff. So I don't understand. Well, anyway, it came out with several different things. My niece, she came out as being from North Africa. Yeah, I don't know how she got to North Africa. And she came out to being, I can't even remember, nothing from what she really is. There was no Indian in her, There was no Irish in or French Canadian. There was Hispanics and other things like that. And if you could see why, if I could ever find the pictures. If I can't find the pictures, then you really can't see why. But anyway, maybe Will can find it. If I can get it back to the top. Yeah, I'll give it to Will. Well, anyway, now that's not a representation of who she is. This is where I was going to go with that. You can't base yourself on your phenotype, your outward appearance. It's kind of hard for you to do something like that, because the way those two kids, now they're brother and sister, got the same father and the same mother, and both their classifications of ethnicity were totally different. You know, they were so totally different. It's like, well, they can't be related. They don't have anything in common. And this is what you have to really understand. You can look in the mirror and see something looking back and everything, but that's not who you are. Who you are is what's inside. It's not what you see on the outside. You know, it's definitely your character that makes you inside. Those things that create a happiness within you. Those things that you have a passion to do. Those are the things that make you who you are. The good that you do. You know, not the evil, the good. Or if you're the evil too, then you'd be an evil person. But you know, just in the general sense like that. These are important characteristics for you to know who you are. Because if you know who you are, then you know what you like. You know, if you want, I'm an astronaut, you say. You know, you tell yourself you're an astronaut. That's who you are. That's what you like. We had an eclipse. There's a lot of people who were out there. You know, you could sense the real astronomers and stuff. The kids that were really into astronomy, they had all the makeup. They had cameras. They had telescopes. They had all this stuff. They were astronomers. They were actually knowing what they were doing, and the passion and the fun was all about the eclipse and stuff. And then you can tell the people who were just out there because, I don't know why they were out there, just so that they could say, yeah, I went to the place where the eclipse lasted the longest, or was the fullest, or anything like that. It was all about them trying to be something important in somebody else's eyes. You know, which is where a lot of people find themselves. Rather than knowing who they are, like the little 10-year-old astronomers who out there setting up the camera and the telescope and getting the right angles and doing all these little calculations with, you know, he was out there because he had a passion and he was having a happiness and he was fulfilling his dream right there, you know. Not like the other people. I know some people who went down to Carolinas and stuff from Massachusetts so that they can watch the eclipse and pop the glasses and all that. That's all about somebody else. You know, they were all having bragging rights, you know. They'd be braggadocious about how they did all this, and I saw it better than you saw it, you know, and all these kind of nice little kid songs and stuff. That's not who you are. You know, who are they people? You know, some of those people that I know who have done those type of things like that, you know, who they are? They're nice people. They're real nice people, but for them, they have to have a stamp of approval by somebody else. So they don't really know who they are. You could be very successful too and not know who you are. There's no measure of success to tell you who you are, you know. This is all an inward type of facing thing, just like we was talking about earlier with the self-help and stuff. This is all inward. This is all pointed. This is what tells you who you are. You know, it's just like that. If you're somebody who always has to seek out the approvals of somebody else, just so that you can feel good about yourself, then you really don't know who you are. Because the person who should be giving you the pats on the back is yourself. The joy, the memories, the going to sleep at night. I'm sure the 10-year-old kid slept good at night. If he was probably still heightenedly excited, bull about, you know, what he did out there. He got pictures, he did this, he set up his camera. He did a whole lot of things and a whole lot of passionate things to make, that he enjoyed doing to take pictures of eclipse. Yeah, and that's what everybody should strive to do. You should strive to find out who you are. And then, just like what the president said here, then the president can come in and ask, who are we? Because if you know who you are and where you stand morally and where your ethics are, and what your beliefs are, and you know, and this makes up the sum total of your character. Those three elements right there, your moral compass, even though Trump's moral compass goes in a circle, that boy came by the door, you know, but it just spins around. But that moral compass, your belief system, what you hold dear and true to your heart, your values, and all those things that you hold dear to your heart, these are important type of things, you know. These make up the character of your being, you know. And then you do these things with integrity, and you do these things with love. You don't do these things with hate, because now you're over in the other side of the tracks and stuff. You're over there playing for somebody else. You're not playing for yourself. There is no hate in knowing who you are. It can't exist. You know, hate really has, it just isn't there's no air, there's no food for it or anything like that when you're having yourself engaged in a self-pleasurable moment. If you're happy and you know it, you know, because you're having a good time at what you're doing, whatever it is, you know, hate can't get in. It's just, you know, it doesn't even want to go. Hate doesn't even want to go there. But if you're playing on the other side where you constantly have to have somebody else's approval on something like that, you become a victim to your own self and your own hatred and stuff because you don't know who you are. You have no place to go. And that's sad. And that's sad, you know. So, you know, to be an archangel, you first have to know who you are. Yeah? And like I said, you first have to know, you know, once you know who you are, you might say, I'm a boxer. I like boxing. I got a passion for boxing. I like going out there. I like hitting it in the gym. I like working the bag. You know, I like doing this. I like talking boxing with the guys afterwards, you know. I like, you know, just the amount of work. I like bending over. Oh, that was a tough workout, you know. I got caught. Look at this here. See this little bruise I got right here? Yeah, he caught me with that left hook coming in. He ain't gonna catch me again, you know. That's passion. That's passion. But you can be a boxer too without passion, you know. You can talk all this stuff to try to impress somebody. That, yeah, I hit him, and, you know, I did all this and everything like this. Yeah, that was a hard workout, but you can tell when the training starts, you know. The guy with the passion for knowing who he is, he's the boxer. He's the one, a 3-minute round, you know, and then a 1-minute rest. He's not taking a 1-minute rest. He's doing a 3-minute round, he's working whatever it is he's working, then he wants someone else to come in there and move him around a little bit like that there. He's not sitting down in the corner with a smile, oh man, and that was tough and everything. He wants more. The guy is doing it to try to impress somebody else. He don't want any, really. He wants to end. He wants to be at the training at the end. He wants to come in when the session's over and, you know, be late, get in there and go through a few rounds of moving, stuff like this, and then sit around and talk about how I've been working on my left. I've been working on a low to the body and bring it up hook. You know, I've been working on that, or this guy over here, he ain't got he had nothing. He just got a straight right or something like that. This guy, he's playing to the audience because he really doesn't like himself enough to be a boxer. Because if he liked himself enough to be a boxer, he put that work in. You know? And this is where you have to know who you are. I know I talk a lot of extremes on knowing who you are, but there's other things, you know, just to know who you are. You can be anything. You can be a dressmaker. The ones that people that become successful know who they are. You know, they know what they can and cannot do. Because as soon as you get a plan in your mind and you know who you are, you say, okay, I'm going to be an entrepreneur and I'm going to open up a fashion dress line that's going to be the best dress line out there. It's going to be so fantastic. Everybody will be wearing my clothes and stuff, wearing my dresses. They're going to be wedded. People are going to get remarried just to put on my wedding dresses and stuff. This is a person couldn't find it, huh?
Nope, I couldn't find it, but I did find one of our friend Mesfins. And Mesfin is from Africa. And if you look at the categories that it gives Mesfin, it has every place listed except where he's actually from.
Okay. This is what I was talking about earlier, folks. You know, I'll just go into it right now. I don't know if you can see that. Alright, that's that link that they have, and Mephin's an Ethiopian. He was born and raised in Ethiopia. Then he migrated to the United States. He's from Ethiopia. They got Mephin as Native American, 74%. They got him as Dutch and Swedish, 17%. They got him as Puerto Rican, 7%. Brazilian, 2%. Now that's 100% makeup of Mephin. So that's Mephin. He's an Ethiopian, from Ethiopian descent. Ethiopian mother and father from Ethiopia. Mephin is an African. True all the way through to the last bit of blood in Mephin's makeup. But this thing is, so who am I? That's not Mephin, but a phenotype like that, if you just look at a phenotype, somebody's gonna measure Mephin like that. You know, they're going to measure Mephin as a Native American or Dutch and Swedish, as a Puerto Rican, as a Brazilian, and Mephin's an African. So with that kind of measuring, kind of objectifying system that seems to be a fad for a while, I guess. I hope it's a fad. There seem to be some people like, but some people do it anyway. Some people see somebody walking, oh, yeah, I don't like that black guy. You know, is he black? He might have been Greek with a tan, I don't know. You know, there's some dark people out there. They get tan, they get real dark. You know, they get, I don't know. But he gets objectified by his outward appearance. So this is that. You know, you don't know who you are type of stuff. There's some people that pass for other things because they want to be something else. There's some people that are very light-skinned African Americans and stuff like that, and you think that they were from Africa. It's like, well, there's an African over here who you would think he was from America because he's got 74% Native American. It's like being who you are and knowing who you are is the important part of living. You know, that's totally important. I got African American. My grandfather on my mother's side is African American. My grandmother on my mother's side, Native American. The two grandparents on my father's side are Native American. So that's my makeup. But I ain't giving up any of them. You know, I'm just as proud of my African American heritage as I am of my Native American heritage. That's me. That's what makes up me. Now, I don't know what the picture put me. They probably make me Spanish. You know, I have no idea what they make me. I don't know. And I'm the dark one in my family, so I don't know what my brothers and sister would have came out like that. You know, so I really don't know. But the point is, I know who I am, you know, and people should know who they are. And there's so much mixed blood now, there's so much intermarriage that's been going on, and so many different babies out there from all kinds of different walks of life and stuff like that, all merged up together in this melting pot of the United States. They actually, what it is a melting pot of the United States. You got all kinds of different babies, blacks and whites together, and all their different walks of life like that, are all coming together. And it's important for those kids to know who they are. And it's important also so you don't stifle yourself. Don't stifle yourself by your phenotype or because someone else says you look like, you know? Well, you look like the Spanish. Okay. I had a Tongan person, where was I? I forget. I think I was in Iceland. And Tongan, you got my skin. You know? Say, yeah, you're proud, I'm proud. You know? I guess we got our skin. Yeah, but we kind of looked alike. If you just look at the phenotype, I ain't got no connection to Tonga. Never been there. You know, there's a lot of, it just goes like that sometimes. And that's important. If I didn't know who I was, then I could be, oh, maybe I got some Tongan in me. Let me look up Tongan. You know? No, I don't have to do that. I know who I am. And that's just that part. I also know who else I am. I also know what I like. I also know what makes me happy. One of my favorite hobbies is going to school. I like going to school. I didn't like going to school. When I had to go to school, I was just like every other little bad kid out there. I go play hooky and go fishing, you know. Yeah, I read Tom Sawyer, so that's what you're supposed to do when you're a kid. You play hooky and go fishing. With a truant officer, we had those there. He's at, this was in Jamaica Place. He's at Jamaica Pond. He knew that's where he gonna be. All the kids playing hooky, throwing fishing. But you know, you do that stupid stuff because that was the culture of the day. This is the things that you learn outside of your home life. You know, which is important to learn outside of your home life. You know, but and then the other important part is the things that these are the important parts of your belief system, you know, and your morals and your ethics. You learn them inside your family life, you know. You learn this other extraneous stuff outside your family life, like playing hooky and going fishing. Yeah, you learn that outside your family life. Making little acorns because, you know, kids read the acorn book or something like that. A good book for kids. You learn those things. But then you know who you are. Like I said, I know I like going to school. I like going to school now. Ever since the 70s, I've been going to college. I'm gonna get a degree one day. It's rough. It's rough out there to go to school. But yeah, I just enjoy learning. This is me. I enjoy learning. Yeah, but I'm eclectic too. You know, I enjoy boxing. I enjoy running. I enjoy challenging myself to almost to the point of death. You know, it's just I'm a soldier. I enjoy doing soldiering things. I enjoy the challenges of life. I enjoy a good conversation on philosophy. I enjoy many different things. These are all the things that make up me. These are all the things that I truly enjoy. You know? And I feel blessed for doing that. I enjoy reading about God in the Bible and all these things like that. I enjoy it. It ain't the belief system. I'm not trying to be like Jesus. Way too difficult. Way too difficult. But I always answer the question. Sometimes it slips out verbally and stuff. When people say nobody's perfect, I always have to disagree because I'm argumentative. I'm perfect. I'm a perfect Trooper Joe. That's what I am. You know, I know me. I know what I like. I'm perfect in what I like. Does that make me superior to anybody? Hell no. Actually, it puts me way down on the list of importance, you know. I'm way down at the bottom. I'm off this table. I'm on the floor. Yeah, but it's all fun. I know me. I don't have to walk through. This is what happens when you know yourself. Well, people sense it and stuff. I've been called, well, you're different a lot. Everybody, well, you're different. You don't know. Well, no. Well, you're always happy. Yeah, because I know who I am. I do things that make me happy because I know what makes me happy. And people pick up on that. You know? And I don't have to put on any different hats. I forgot my hat. You know, in disguises to be somebody else. I don't have to feel if I'm in a room full of total all different colored people, or just one a room full of one group of, say, all white people, and I'm the only brown face in the place. I feel inferior to anybody. I don't know those people. I love them for being people. Are they any better or different than me? I don't know. They might be all mass murderers. I don't know. I don't know who they are. They might be, I have no idea who they would be. Do I care who they would be? No. Do I care who I am? Yeah, I'm looking at the menu. What do they got out here that I can eat? They got French fries? I love French fries. You know? Oh, hey, I'm good now. They got some French fries right there. I'll get me some French fries. You know? So I'm happy you're good. You know? I'll listen to the talk. Over here and talk here. Oh, if there's something interesting that the speaker's saying, then I'll take it in. If not, I got my French fries. You know, at the dinner. Yeah, it might be all fancy, all this other stuff and everything, but I know me. I don't have to eat all these fancy things I can't even pronounce. When I know there's French fries on the menu, I'm getting those fries. That's what I like. So that's why it's important to know who you are. And then, I'm still rambling. Huh? I'm gonna ramble a little bit more because we ain't been around in a minute. And see now, once you get a group of people together, all the people in the United States of America, what Trump is looking for, what do we stand for? You know, that is such a open-ended question that it's hard to get an answer for. It ain't what do we stand for, it's what do you stand for, and how are we going to make it better so that everybody can reap the rewards of what they individually stand for. This is the way I see that. We live in a country. It's not that the country, it's not like what Kennedy said, ask not what your country can do for you, but ask what you can do for your country. And that's what it is powerful. But you can't do anything for your country unless you know who you are, because you're not doing anything for yourself. You know, you're filling yourself up with a lot of self-hate. A lot, you know, and then that anger comes out of the self-hate. And then that anger turns into an evil kind of manifestation. And now you got all kinds of chaos and all kinds of things going all over the place. Alright, we're going to have to pick this up next week, folks. I'm sorry I'm rambling, but you know, I've had some difficulties in putting together the show for a couple of weeks and stuff, so I was just going up. So next week we're going to pick up where we left off. You know, we'll do a little rehashing of who am I, and we'll go into what we stand for. You know, and not going to be telling you what you should stand for. That's your choice. It's all your choice. You don't have to stand for anything that's good and righteous. I would suggest you do, because it's going to give you a lot more happiness and a lot more freedom to have a lot more fun. You know, I would suggest you stand for whatever makes you feel good. You know, whatever it is, you know. It's like, but again, make sure that it's righteous. You know? Well, folks, I want to thank you all for tuning in, and I apologize for all the difficulties that we have, but you know, that's the radio business, you know, that's how we roll. Sometimes we have difficulty, and I promise to have my hat on so I don't scare any kids. You know, you kids can come out from hiding now because I'm all done on Facebook Live. So, So yeah, you don't have to hide anymore. Come on out, hug on your parents' legs and stuff like that. Just, and I'll have my hat on next week. Well, I want to tell everybody thanks again for tuning in. I want to tell everybody to go and have that fun. And I'm Trooper Joe sending love at you. Guys. This one?
Nope, that's off, that's off.
I was starting to ramble.